So the new Deepwoken weapons that have come out recently in the past few weeks or so, and people are not happy. I'm really talking about Isley's PIR Keeper and more recently the new Cerulean Knife Crit. Now let me get this very clear. In this video, I'm not going to be talking about how they actually function in game because one, I'm shitty at PvP and I don't think I'm really someone that can talk about that. And also, it's not really that interesting for me to talk about. I'm more going to be talking about how people can really route up that these weapons, they don't really fit in the lore of Deepwoken, right? And I'm feeling pretty conflicted because there's some parts that I agree with, like the fact that how the Isley's PIR Keeper has 5 crits while most weapons have like 1 or 2 at most, and also the fact that the PIR Keeper was allegedly supposed to drop the boss, but it was gonna drop with Conquest, but then they just kind of threw it in there with like no like relevance. So like everyone's like, what is this? Like imagine if they dropped Flareblood commas just randomly as a drop at fucking Etris. It's like, what? Huh? So I get those, but I feel like there's some parts I feel like people are specifically overreacting to, especially when it comes to like attacking Pheno. I think that's pretty lame, to be honest. So first, let's talk about the main suspect, right? Isley's PIR Keeper. People have been absolutely fuming over the fact this weapon is green and saying that, it looks like a blade ball sword. It doesn't fit in with Deepwoken. So with this point, I get what they're coming from, right? Show the PIR Keeper compared to a bunch of other swords and it kind of sticks out a bit, especially with how like bright and how like saturated the colors are. Usually legendary weapons, they have like this darker color, but then they'll have like an accent color of like the element. But let's think about the origins of this weapon, right? So first off, it's a Hive weapon. More specifically, it was for a Hive Lord, if you look in the description of it. So, let's look at the aesthetics of the Hive real quick. It has like a tree theme with like this pulsing like green energy. And oh, let's look at the PIR Keeper. Is this really that far-fetched? While some of you may be saying, why is this weapon flame charm based? This doesn't make any sense. Have you seen the Hive mech? He's been using life weaving and flame charm this entire time. And all the guards at Airtel are also using flame charm. Flame charm is one of the most mainstream attunements in the world of Deepwoken. Like, you don't even have to unlock it. You can just start the game with flame charm because it's one of the 4 base attunements. Life weave right now in the lore is probably more like reserved for like specialists or people in power right now, saying there's no public trainer for life weave. You can't just be like, oh, I want life weave. And it's not heard of for factions to have multiple main attunements that they use. Look at the Authority. They have Thunderclaw and flame charm, and even like frost draw people in Hive. The fact that this weapon uses flame charm really it makes a decent amount of sense. The item description even says that it's imbued with the fire of life, which implies that the life-giving part is like inside the weapon, like it's imbued inside. You just need flame charm to make full use of the weapon. Fire of life is most likely some hybrid attunement path, or maybe it could be something more special akin to purple lightning, which leads me to the next weapon that people are getting mad at, and I think this one's actually pretty stupid that people are getting mad at. People are saying that the fact that you can charge the Cerulean knife with the purple lightning crit, like the goes against the lore, and it's kind of dumb to me. Because like, of course, purple lightning is meant to be unobtainable. You can't just unlock it. It's a Cerulean like magic stuff, right? But let's look at the weapon. First off, it's a Cerulean knife. You're getting it straight from the ferryman himself. It's not just some random knife, and you're like getting the ability. And the weapon doesn't even require Thundercall, by the way. So, it's obvious that, like, the player themselves is not the one, like, creating the purple lightning, if that makes sense. Like, it's independent of the player character. It's obviously coming from some outside source, or maybe it's some special property of the Cerulean knife that allows it to conduct purple lightning, which, allows you to, like, harness it. So, are these weapons really going against the lore that much? No. So, why are people so, like, distraught over these existing? Personally, my little theory is that it's not necessarily the weapons themselves, but more outside factors are at play. Conquest has been delayed for a while. The weapons aren't necessarily balanced when they come out. Sometimes expectations are going up because Conquest hasn't come out, and people are kind of getting tired. Like, okay, but the amount of content that's coming out has been like lacking recently. So anything they put into like a weekly right now, it's just like, this is mid. Let's just work on conquest instead. Get rid of weeklies. The community as a whole is just not really in the best mood right now, for lack of a better like term. And I think some of those negative feelings are kind of just being redirected at stuff that doesn't necessarily deserve the blame. If you made it to the end of this yap session of a video, I just want to say thanks for listening. I kind of gave up on making YouTube videos for a while, but this one, if this one does decently, maybe I'll start making more. If you agree, leave a like, and if you disagree, leave a comment. Tell me what's up. See y'all later.